Hello, everyone. My name is Antonio Pena. I'll be speaking today on the Armenian Genocide for History Class 240, World War I at Southern New Hampshire University. The Ottoman Empire was one of the greatest empires in world history, ranging from the 14th to the 20th century. But by the late 1800s, they had lost many territories and a stronghold on the empire itself. Back in the 15th century, the Ottoman Empire had taken control of Armenia. And the time approaching World War I, the Armenians were in trouble. Sultan Abdul Hamid II and the young Turks that followed wanted to decimate their Christian brothers by answering the Armenian question. Once and for all, the question was answered, with massacres as early as 1895 and into a genocide by the end of 1923 because of religious intolerance, Armenian nationalism, and the start of World War I. Although the Ottoman Empire was multinational, their beliefs were based on the Prophet Muhammad and the religion of Muslim. For those non-Muslims, they had a system to conform to called dhimmi and millet. A dhimmi are those living under Muslim rule that were not Muslim. Millet was a separate court or personal law for those non-Muslims in order to govern themselves. A contract like this must exist for Muslims to live amongst infidels, infidels being non-Muslims. Muslim priests taught that Christians were beneath them, basically dogs. Religious tension built, and although they were under a system to conform within, they still held no inalienable rights. To a Muslim, giving infidels rights would be treason. The empire had set upon the Christians jihad, and although the Prophet Muhammad says, the greatest jihad is to battle your own soul, to fight the evil within yourself. We all know what jihad can mean on the other side. In history, we had seen at the time the French and American revolutions, countries such as Bulgaria get their freedom with the help of Russia, and Armenians wanted the same opportunity. Nationalism was new, but they were beginning to think like a sovereign nation. But not all movements are the same. The Hunchakist movement was a revolutionary group in Armenia, and we have a source from the time to tell us their plan. These Hunchakist bands, organized all over the empire, will watch their opportunities to kill Turks and Kurds, set fire to their villages, and then make their escape into the mountains. The enraged Muslims will then rise and fall upon the defenseless Armenians and slaughter them with such barbarities that Russia will enter in the name of humanity and the Christian civilization and take possession. Well, this ended up being prophetic. The first massacres occurred in 1895. The conservative numbers from Edward Munzel Bliss in his book Turkey and the Armenian Atrocities comes from first-hand accounts and Christian missionaries. The numbers are 50,000 killed, 12,600 houses and shops burned, 47,000 plundered, 50,000 forced to convert to Muslim, 400,000 destitute, across 25 different cities, and this all happened before the genocide. As World War I began, Ottomans came to the Armenians to ask them to fight with them. The Armenians refused to take up arms against the Russians. The Ottomans considered this treason, and when the war began, they unleashed their fury upon the Armenians, starting with the death marches. Whoever they did not murder, mostly women and girls, they in turn set out on death marches. They walked them with little to no supplies through towns and deserts. Girls were raped along the way as young as 10 years old. Still others were taken by people as wives, or were beaten or drowned in the Murad River. A few survived by escaping into the mountains, where others were already hiding. Now I'm going to read you a short list of atrocities given by German eyewitness accounts. Breast cut off, nails in the feet, burning alive, trampling of babies, child rape, and one German even reported saying that he heard the soldiers cry out, "Now let your Christ help you." I asked 10 people if they knew about the Armenian genocide. Only one responded yes. This genocide, which murdered 500,000 to 1.5 million and ruined hundreds of thousands of other lives, was the Holocaust before the Holocaust. In closing, I'm going to read a quote from Adolf Hitler speaking about his Nazi party. Our strength lies in our intensive attacks and our barbarity. After all, who today remembers the genocide of the Armenians?